Okay, so I've been having plants come up, and I know to some of y'all it may look like that they're sporadic, but they're not. Um, all this is planted, and it's been planted more than once. But as you can see, the moment they come out like this, the deer are digging in them, um, pulling this stuff out, eating them as shoots. Uh, but there's melons all through here, and these are survivors. Now they're getting too big as to where the birds don't want them anymore. Not the birds, I mean the deer don't want them anymore. So of course I'll come through planting more um, in the future, for late season, and stay de-weeding. But part of the problem was I had trouble getting water up here, so while I was flooding down the other end, where the other ponds were, it was dry up here. So I've been digging up. I have rigid lines everywhere, so I've been digging up the rigid lines because they've been busted, and I've ran around the whole farm collecting my water hoses and doing it that way, like trying to patch up the rigid line with the water hoses. So that it's kind of a mash up job, but that's what I've been doing, and that's what I had to do to get water. Hopefully these don't get too big too fast to where I need to start getting it up here, because the only thing I have up here is weep lines, and this is why I usually run in this field up here. I run weep lines, and if those other lines aren't holding water, then it's not enough pressure for a weep line, because my weep lines, they sit and run for several hours is what they do, and they just trickle water along the whole field, is what they do. I don't know if you guys ever seen those kind of lines before, man, but it's like this stuff is in every hole. See, and just think how bad it is where I don't have this stuff at, and this is the reason why I use this stuff, because I mean de-weeding this field up here would be hard. So that's why I have this material like this suppressant. It makes it easier for me to de-weed this stuff. Wham bam, thank you ma'am, and going about my business. So pretty soon these melons start spreading out, and that's why you see them planted the way that you do, instead of me having them everywhere. But as you can see, the evidence of them chewing on it, like right there, as these are young shoots coming up, they come up in here and they just demolish the stuff. That's what deer do. Ain't too much I can do about that. Hopefully have some more success in other places with the melons later on. Maybe they'll stop coming over here for shoots now that these are more mature, and then I can start putting some more babies in here, so that I can have enough melons, because each of these plants will put out dozens of melons, but still it's not enough, because when some of these melons get mature, they'll come over out here and kick a couple of them open and eat that away. So I always got to try to do as many as possible and get the nicest ones mature and good the way that I need them and want them, and that's the way it'll happen. So this is an example of the rigid line that I have everywhere. It crosses the farm all over. Different lines from different wells go different places, and since I've been having troubles with that, I've been cutting those lines open and splicing them with my water hose doing repair. So that's what I'm doing for now. Still not enough help out here. That's why, you know, this building is still the way that it is. What was up here saturating my tomatoes, because of the leaks in those lines, they hadn't been watered for about a week. So now they'll start snapping back, because it's been really hot the last couple of days when I was pumping the ponds out. And probably take a look at that. So as you can see, the Lands Bridge dried out. A lot of that swampy stuff dried out, but it did wash away a good bit of this land bridge, and there's a nice big dip up in here now. As you see, all that draining. So from there, I had a small reservoir area right there, and then this land bridge was all straight, and there's a drainage pipe right there for the water to go underneath that. But because it had flooded so hard, it washed a lot of that out. And as you can see, the levels are down. The water was up above the bridge, but you see it down there now. Nice, those blooms are coming in. But as I'm going down here, you can already hear the drainage. You can hear it. So there it is, cleared out and draining at its normal level. See, because it was up to here, it was up to the land bridge. So that's how bad it was. You can see the flooding lines across it. And then as I come over here, I can hear it draining on this side as well. So that's a good thing. You could clearly see the flood line. And you gotta think how many gallons of water that is that didn't wash away. This is what got pumped out and finally drained out. You can clearly see the water line all the way around. Now I said for easy comparison, you can see the bridge, but you can now see the bottom of it because the bridge was underwater. So, you know, and that's it, man. You know, I'm just trying to recuperate. So of course, back here in this paddock back here, had to clear out a lot of stuff. The flooding extended back here to this pump house. You can see the discoloration in the ground as to where the flooding was. You know, had this little bit up here, and it was all up into like my pump house area. But I'm just down here right now turning on water for the chickens, because I gotta do their water supply. Like I said, I had trouble moving water, so I'm getting ready to turn on the hose for them, and that's one reason why I'm down here. So a lot of times when you guys see my videos, it's just a fraction. You only see a fraction of the farm and a fraction of the work that I do, fraction of the property that I'm responsible for. So, you know, it's 15 acres, so it's a lot that I don't even show. Alright, so y'all take care of yourselves. Get ready to switch on this water for them. And of course I had to maintain like 2 wells like this, another one another way, and a hand one. So love, peace, happiness. I'll holler at y'all on the flip side.